You are looking live at the rinks in Shelton, Connecticut, where the New Jersey Bandits are getting set to play the second game of their Sunday doubleheader against the Connecticut Polar Bears. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo bringing you the action on Rizzo Vision. And the Bandits took the first game earlier, just a couple of hours earlier, by a score of 3-2. They built a 3-1 lead. They survived a goal with 3:57 left that cut it to 3-2. Lexi Riley was under pressure for the last 7 minutes, more so than she was probably for the rest of the game, and even made a save right at the buzzer to secure the victory. So regardless of what happens in this one, the Bandits will have earned at least a split, but it is time to get greedy. Once you've got the first one, you go all out to get that second one. Bandits in the black jerseys, black shorts, the multicolored socks, including the silver or gray, whichever you want to call it, and dark pink. The numerals are white with bespectacled silver, which makes it easier for the announcer to see and for the fans to see. Those numbers just pop. And the nameplates are in white. The signature gold helmets have been revealed for this weekend, possibly to mixed reviews, but I know at least one announcer that thinks they look pretty sharp. They have the multicolored stripes along the elbows of their jerseys and along the bottom and along the sides of the pants. The Polar Bears wearing their base white jerseys with blue numbers outlined in black. For the most part, the dark blue pants, a couple misfits here and there, and white socks with thick blue stripes, the blue pants with white stripes on the side, and black and blue stripes along the bottom of the sleeves and along the bottom of the jerseys. Getting ready for the opening face-off, Izzy Camarada on the dot, Maeve McNulty and Mandy Scott the forwards, and we're underway in game two. Fernanda Venuto on left D and Katie McCaffrey on the right side. The Polar Bears break in. That is Barrett, who had it for a moment. It comes out to neutral ice, and D'Souza is going to pick it up. Maddie D'Souza will send it in, but it hits Venuto. Venuto didn't get knocked down by it, but it sort of looked like Fernanda did. Just was skating backwards, lost an edge, trying to block that, not a shot, but a dumping. They battle for it along the far wall. It's gotten toward the high part of the zone and pops over the bench and over Lexi Riley, who could not grab it, but is backing up for this one as Harper Keenan is in the nets, number 40, guarding the goal to your YouTube right, and Emily Krause, not pictured, number 32 in blue, will take this one for the Polar Bears after Erin Samuelson played in game one. The defensive zone draw goes to the Polar Bears. They keep it in. Folia trips up there at the top of the slot, but is able to regain her skates. It's sent in, but picked off in the bottom of the slot by Shoemaker Gromick. McSherry pops the second one into the Bandits bench. So in the first minute of play in game two, two pucks have found their way to the Bandits bench, and this time it is head coach Grace Potash who retrieves it. Previously, it looked like assistant coach Amanda Linklater who sent that errant puck back into the referee's hands. Sent down low, redirected. Keenan makes the save. Looked like maybe she didn't have it covered as the ref blew the whistle, but the players were still playing down low. So Keenan with the save there covers it up and will have a face-off to the glove side circle of the netminder. Keenan catches traditionally with the left hand. Down low, low angle shot, Keenan save and covers. The big thing for the goalie is not just at this level the first save, but often how you make the first save. Did you leave a rebound? And if you do leave a rebound, can you control it? That means, can you send a rebound to the corner and not keep it in a dangerous place? For an offensive player, you want to have a shot that, of course, goes in, but if it doesn't go in, it creates a rebound in a dangerous spot. Keenan, very good at controlling those rebounds, and the same with Lexi Riley. And often it's the difference in a game. Sperling trying to get in with the puck, got in with it for a moment with Folia. Folia backs it forward, which doesn't really seem to make sense, but that's when you push something forward with your backhand. I guess, I just made it up. There's a bunch of the Utes. Keenan knocks that one down, covers it for a moment, and then lets Shoemaker Gromick pick it up and get it almost up and now out. Sperling sends it forward and will hustle off. Claus now out. Rizzo over there. Got a piece of that pass to redirect it toward her defense. Up the middle, D'Souza picks it up, trying to get through a bunch. Bellin picks it off and sends it in, forcing Lepore to go back in her own zone. Lepore fires it down, and they are going to call the icing. So an offensive zone draw with 14:29 left in period number 1. No score between the Bandits in the dark uniforms, the jerseys especially, and the Connecticut Polar Bears wearing white. Rizzo on the dot, Bellin in the slot, Claus on the far side wing. McCaffrey on the right point, Venuto between the points. Rizzo wins the faceoff, Venuto shoots it, and it's gloved there and held on by Emily Kraus. Same alignment, Rizzo on the dot. Draw comes to the far side wall. Picked up now by the Polar Bears, trying to move it out. Whiffing on it at first was Barrett, but eventually picked up her own miss and carried the puck in. Firing and turning it down was Bouvet. Now it comes up to Bellin. Bellin looking to spring Claus, but there's a change that was happening behind the play. Even though Annalise maybe looked like she would have had a breakaway if that puck had gotten there, she didn't have a free spot as there was a defender that had just jumped on. That one sent all the way to the far side. A little confusion there. Rizzo stays out, but Bellin and Claus change. Rizzo forces the dump, and Keenan knocks it down, leaves it for McCaffrey. It may or may not have been an icing there. I didn't get a chance to see the referee as Rizzo jumps off. And Camerata now with McNulty and Scott will have a defensive zone draw on the icing. 13:22 left period number 1, 0-0 between the Bandits and the Connecticut Polar Bears. A Sunday double header. On an NFL Sunday, we have a traditional old school baseball term in use, Sunday doubleheader. In the early days of baseball, as Camerata gets it in the neutral zone and breaks him one-on-one, tries to tee it up, does, but fires it wide. Scott now reverses it for McNulty, who sends it up the middle with a blind backhand and nearly found Camerata's stick. Camerata picks it up, sends it in, perfectly onside. You got a great look at it there. McNulty getting the right skate over the line before the puck went in to the zone. They battle for it, and the puck's moved up the near side wall. Guarino had it, sent it over for Cunningham, who sends it down low. They peel off and change. They're changing quickly, the Polar Bears, so that could be the result of playing 2 games within the span of about 4 or 5 hours by the time it's all done with. And they have enough depth on the bench. It looks like they're going with 2 defense pairs and 3 forward lines, which is identical to what the Bandits are doing. Each with a backup goalie as well, so woman power-wise, it's dead even there. 12-12 first period, no score between the Bandits and the Connecticut Polar Bears. Shoemaker Gromick trying to turn the corner, does, gets through another, and another, she's beat 3. She's got somebody in front, sends it over there, and the goaltender just got a piece because Mia McSherry was looking for the back door, and 13 nearly had it. Shoemaker Gromick rushed through a couple nearly made good on the pass. That one sent down for the icing, and the whistle stops play with 11:39 left in period number 1. Foglia on the dot. McSherry in the slot. Sperling on the half boards to the left. Shoemaker, Gromick, and Kepler, the defense pair. Picked off Sperling's pass toward Kepler, but Foglia hustling back to break it up. Off the helmet! Oh boy. Friendly fire right there. Samantha Drain fired it off the helmet of Daphne Barrett. Barrett didn't stop moving, which is a good sign. You don't ever want to take a puck off of the helmet. But the gear and the technology keeps getting better. And here comes Jessie Sperling. Sperling against D'Souza, turns the corner. D'Souza tried to push her. She got a little piece of her. Still pushing, riding. Sperling kept it for a long time. Foglia takes a bump, but gets it back toward McSherry. Centering feed, backhand, and Folia's shot didn't get through. Shoemaker Gromick swats it down, but the Polar Bears are able to get it up and now out. It comes to the middle. This is Bouvet. Bouvet gets it down toward the left circle, but her shot is blocked by Kepler. This is McSherry battling for it in the far side wall. Bouvet gets loose, sends it to the point. Lapierre, the poor had it, sent it down low for Cunningham. Cunningham was looking to center it, but got her intentions interrupted. Wrist shot goes wide by Gagnon, who had a big goal that got, as we take the icing here, that got the Polar Bears back into striking range in the first game with a missile from the left point. So you don't want to leave number 5 open to get that big shot off, and she's shown that she can. And the hardest thing to do when you get to these levels is when these players can start scoring from areas above the circle, like at the blue line or at the points, then you got to make sure that you're not just giving those shots freely. Centered in front, shot, Keenan save and covers. Keenan dropped the left pad just in time and covered before the rebound could be touched. 10-12 now, period 1, 0-0. Face off, comes toward the top. Bellin almost picked it off. Slapper, Keenan got the glove and deflected it over the high glass behind the cage. Camarada didn't win it, but McNulty nearly stole it. Stowe picked it up. Now they battle for it along the boards, sent between the points and kept in by the unnamed number 14 with the white helmet. Isn't on my roster, but a good puck mover for sure from, looks like, defense. Bandits pick it up, they try to work it out of the zone, can't do it as there's a bunch up at the right point. Eventually they get it through, courtesy of Katie McCaffrey, who is a defenseman but is pursuing up front there as Mandy Scott protects the back line. So when a defenseman has a chance to rush, centering feed, one-timer, and they score. Sophia Franzi puts the Polar Bears out front with 9:20 left in the first period on the one-timer. It came right from the back, blasted it, and Keenan really had no shot on that one to open the scoring. So number 2 jumps back out there, stays out there for the Polar Bears after scoring the first goal of the late game. Foglia will break in, but the puck didn't sit down for her. Was maybe looking to just barrel forward, but couldn't get it through. Foglia still trying. 2 collide on the Polar Bears, Franzi and Manicky. Centering feed. Oh, McSherry was almost there to bat it in, but a little too much Sunday gravy on it. I know it's sauce. It's just an expression. Because it's Sunday, a saucy pass becomes Sunday gravy. So please, don't. Especially the Camaradas down in Florida, don't hold it against me. Bringing it in, D'Souza, high shot. Keenan got the glove on it, didn't corral it. centered in front now, and that line that scored the goal still out there. Maneke was the one who almost pounded it in. This one's sent down. It clears the end line for an icing with 8:33 left in period one. Polar Bears 1, Bandits nothing. Sunday afternoon hockey, the second game of a doubleheader. The first game to the Bandits, the second one so far belonging in the early going to Connecticut. If you're just tuning in, the Bandits have gold helmets and black jerseys, and the Polar Bears have almost all blue helmets and white jerseys, to make it simple. Rizzo moves it up the far wall, sends it up the middle, and it's going to be an icing. He was looking maybe to hit the spring claws out there. So with the depth of the lineup being put in play, Rizzo centers the line with Bellin and Claus. Ava Otterbein, we're probably expect that you're probably watching, Ava. We're wishing you the best, and we need you to get back as soon as possible. And Gabby and Olivia Rothstein as well, not with the team on this one, so the Bandits using some of their depth coming into play, and that's this line being put together. Rizzo picks it up, takes it behind her own net, looking for some room, sends it for Claus at the breakout spot. A lot of traffic over there, and it's pounded back in. Shoemaker Gromick up to that same spot, but jumping in front was Bouvet, who sends it down low. Kepler on the near side wall, tries to forward it to Bellin, but eventually does, sends it down off the glass, and this is going to be an icing, and all five will change on both squads. What is icing? We do a little bit of this Hockey 101 stuff for you. If you understand all the rules, that's great, and hopefully you can bear with some of this stuff. Icing is when you send the puck from behind the red line, that's the center line, and it clears the end line, which is the line that goes along where the goal is. And if you do that, wrist shot by the far boards now after the blocker save by Keenan. So right there, that puck was sent in by the Bandits from behind the center line across the end line with no player having any chance within reason to touch it on the way or catch up to it. And the infraction doesn't result in a change in manpower on the ice, but it makes the offending team have a draw in their own end right in front of their goalie. So you saw it in real time right there. McCaffrey off the face-off win by Scott, sends it along the near side wall. McNulty chips it out to herself, finds a lot of traffic along the wall, and if the Bandits can start to break out and chip those pucks a little bit off, like toward the middle of the ice where the face-off dots are that Cunningham was just crossing for a moment there, the ones where it's offside as Keenan makes the save and holds it. If you can start chipping pucks to that lane where the face-off dots are, in the neutral zone where you have face-offs for an offside, those lanes are probably going to be open, and the middle of the ice might be open, because as the Polar Bears see that puck, they see somebody coming up the wing, they are overloading at the boards and in effect just kind of daring the Bandits or trying to force them to see if they could power through a lot of traffic over there. The way to beat that is you chip the puck off the boards and then you get toward the middle of the ice. Here's Julia Folia, 1-on-3. Tries to get down the middle. D'Souza knocked it away for a moment. Folia regains in the near side corner. Folia looking for it still. Needs a little help over there. One-timer from Venuto. That looked like it was real close to exceeding the blue line, but no offside call. McCaffrey battling up the boards on the far side to keep the player from moving through, and that's 21, Taylor Manchada, who was pushing and throwing the elbow there. She's riding a little risk, right, doing it right in front of the ref. McCaffrey's just playing, and Manchada was pushing and elbowing when the puck wasn't there. Whistle stops play on the save, and it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Bandits with 5:56 left in period number one. No score from Shelton, Connecticut. Kepler off the draw through traffic, but it goes wide. Near side wall, this is Barrett, who sends it up the middle, but at the skates of Bouvet, and they can't get the puck into the offensive zone, allowing the Bandits to regroup in the neutral zone. Off the boards hard, Sperling picks it up. Oh, she was looking for McSherry. McSherry had to back up to be able to take that pass. And sometimes all you need defensively is just to get a piece or just to be in the lane, be big, have your stick out, have your skates in the right place. You don't need much to disrupt the play as that puck goes through the bottom of the slot. Smacked up for an icing on the far side wall, and that will stop play with 5:12 left in period number 1. Polar Bears 1, Bandits nothing. First period, game 2 of the doubleheader. Players tied up on the faceoff, but Rizzo won it with her feet. Off the wall by Bellin, who gets it in deep. Bellin in pursuit, trying to beat Gagnon. Gagnon had the angle. It goes toward the point. Rizzo had it, kept in nicely by Rizzo. Hit off of the dasher, hit claws and then went off the dasher, so it made its way all the way around the end. Polar Bears trying to break out. They send it up the middle. Cunningham now has it. Gets past Shoemaker Gromick, but Kepler's still back. Tees it up, shot. Keenan might have had a save. There was a little traffic over there, but either she had the save or the puck went high over the crossbar. Maybe a combination of both. Sent down low, picked up, centering feed. Rizzo tied up Cunningham. One-timer, doesn't get through. Wrist shot, and Keenan makes the save and holds on. 4:23 left period 1. Thanks for joining us. Sunday afternoon hockey, an NFL Sunday, so it's a little extra special. If you are joining us here, if you have the football games on a TV or a device and you have us on the other device or the other TV, we're glad that you're checking it out. Turn down the volume from that. It's football. You can figure out. Everybody knows what's going on, but here on Rizzo Vision, turn the volume up. Moved forward by D'Souza. They'll play with it in the neutral zone. That's the goal scorer, Franzi, who sends it into the bench and getting some laughs. Throw it back in. These teams met in August in Cromwell, Connecticut, in the Dog Days of Summer tournament, I think it was. And that one went to the Polar Bears 2-0. The first game today went to the Bandits 3-2. So I think this is the last scheduled meeting of the season, so we'll see who wins the rubber match. 3:42 or 41-40 left in period number 1. 1-0 Connecticut over the Bandits. Sent up the middle and picked up by Manchada. Gets to the center circle, tries to dump it in, but just a lot of traffic there by the Bandits who disrupt it. It did pop over the top of the dasher and hit one of the Bandits there in the glove, so that stops play. They'll face it off outside of the defensive zone for the Bandits. Folia with Sperling and McSherry. Battle there. Folia has to get the stick down in order to win it. On the near side wall, Gagnon pressed the puck into the zone, but now eventually picked up by Sperling, getting sticks from behind, getting sticks under the armpit, still going. Sperling tries to make the hard cut. Shot off the mask and a save into the glove by Emily Kraus. That one hit that, you could hear it hit the mask, and then she looked down and caught it right in the catching glove, leaving no rebound. A very difficult shot to corral and leave no rebound. Folia tried to send the puck right at the net off the draw, didn't get it all the way through. Sperling down low, Venuto tees it up, and Kraus makes the save with the glove. Turned the glove around and reached forward like a first baseman taking a throw from the shortstop there. Venuto didn't get the full blast of it. Got enough on the shot to get it there, but seen Fernandez score from there. Hard shot by Sperling and a blocker save by Kraus. Sent up the middle, and it doesn't get connected, so the Bandits try to pick it up. It goes to neutral ice now. This is Barrett. Gets it taken away by Sperling. Sent down low, picked up, turned up, and it'll get to neutral ice. Scott's there, will take it back as there's a change. Both teams changing, so nobody really caught in the change as we come down to 2:18 left in period 1. Dump doesn't get all the way through as Kepler got it, swats it over to McNulty. A little room on this side for McNulty to gain the zone. McNulty will get it down low, tries to send it at the net, but Gagnon did not let it get through. Camarada was there, but they were both in that left lane, so there really wasn't much to cross, and there were 3 Connecticut Polar Bears coming down from the opposite side of the ice. Camarada leaves it for Scott, maybe even inadvertently as she got taken down, and we hit the 102nd mark of time remaining in period 1. 1-0 Polar Bears. Let's see if the Bandits can rally and tie it before the end of the period. Chipped forward. It might be a 2-on-1, except for Shoemaker Gromick, who gets there and breaks it up and steers her player off the puck. Now still pursuing it. Need a little help in front. D'Souza skated out of the zone. I thought she might go down from the right point and try to cheat down, but playing in a defensive posture there, number 6 on defense. Now down to 1:10. Bandits with the puck. Kepler gets it up over the center line. D'Souza picks it up though, sends it right along the blue line. You see the back of our referee here mostly, or at least over the shoulder. It's onside, the sign is. Now banked off the boards on the far side, and Scott is going to pick it up. It goes off of a foot. Maneke had it for a moment, and now it is picked up by Sperling with 43 seconds left in the period, knocked back in by D'Souza. Chipped by Kepler to get it out and avoid the on-rushing Polar Bear. Sperling gets it in the middle, 1-on-3. Has to go wide, wrist shot, blockered away, but it's popped up. Folia was coming down the middle, trying to see if she could get a piece of it. It comes up the wall on the far side. Venuto sells out, lost the edge there. Sperling's got to wait. Venuto didn't quite make it onside. It was close. Venuto stretched the long left leg out there, but didn't get onside in time. It was actually very close. At first I thought there was no way, and then I got a look at it as it was happening in real time, and I thought Fernanda might actually have made it, but close enough that no problem with the referee's call over there. We'll review another referee call from the first game that went very much against the Bandits, but that's in another 4 seconds as Sperling chips it off the wall, and that expires the period. So the Bandits head into the second with a deficit of 1-0. And they will try to erase it starting from the other side of the ice, and we will change our position as a result. We'll switch there. Any final score yet, Kenny Sperling?
No, I didn't know.
Okay.
I'll get it to you.
Kevin Camarada is going to give us the shots on goal.
10-6.
10-6 in favor of?
Have to ask? Polar Bear.
Polar Bears, okay. We'll move it down. Hopefully none of these young people smash into me as we are live. We are live. We are live.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Something has to happen.
There's all the fandom.
Oh, they don't have neck guards, and in Connecticut you have to wear neck guards. It's a law.
Okay. Switching it up over here. This is not the glamour part of Rizzo Vision, but it helps us be effective. Still 14-7 Giants. I'm just looking for a final score when it comes final, Kenny, so.
There's 1:17 left in that game.
Oh, 1:17 left, all right. Bring it home, Giants. That's my Sunday afternoon hope, of course, after the Bandits bring their effort home. All right, we've readjusted the position. So we'll talk about that controversial non-call from game 1. And we had a an otherwise meaningless video review session after the game, but we can tell you that Jesse Sperling, in fact, did put, if you were watching, did put that puck into the net in the first game. It would have been the first goal of the game. Jesse was celebrating. I saw the puck go in, and the referee, who maybe had a better angle than all of us, just happened to not see it or not agree. So the Bandits missed out on a goal, but they were able to secure the win. Harper Keenan now on patrol in front of the net to your YouTube left, and Emily Kraus will guard the net to your YouTube right. Mandy Scott out with Izzy Camarada and Maeve McNulty as we open period 2, and the Bandits look to erase a 1-0 deficit. Sent in. The Polar Bears have, in the first period, sort of picked up on what they did in the latter part of the third period of the first game, where the Bandits were getting the better of them in terms of possession, but the Polar Bears were able to turn the tide there in the third and nearly complete the comeback. We'll see if the Bandits can pick it up and make this period look like the first couple. Shot through traffic. Keenan had one save. The rebound was in front. No second shot. And Harper covers it up. Number 40 with the white helmet. Both goalies with similar helmets, just white with no design on there and visible. Folya on the dot. Wins the defensive zone draw. It comes towards Sperling. She picked off the pass toward D'Souza at the point, banked it off the boards, trying to get by. She would have been offside if she got in because the puck wasn't there and she didn't have it. Now breaking in, Barrett tries to get through one, gets through a second. Backhander, Keenan, right pad save, and covers up. Faceoff goes to the Polar Bears. Shot through traffic by Lepore. Got all the way through, and Keenan had to throw down the right pad to steer it away. Comes to the point on the right side. D'Souza kept it in. Didn't get it all the way down as much as she would like, and then gets a second chance at it and makes good. Comes to the near side wall. Looking to get it out. Looking to get it out. They can't do it. It gets down the middle, and Samantha Drain was looking to drain one there, but never got the shot off. So the Bandits not necessarily coming at a step slow here compared to game 1 as they ice the puck, but more so the Polar Bears have kind of picked up where they left off following the second half of the period in game 1. Defensive zone draw, Rizzo to take it. Has played wing most of the season, but jumps in at center for this game with 2 games today. Rizzo hustling to get there, blocked away the pass. Getting a lot of cheers from the bench over there. I can hear the vociferous Bandits cheering for 21. Venuto picks it up, looking for somebody up the wing. Bellin was up there waiting, but the puck never got there as the forecheck came in. This one's sent down. It's going to go on net, and having to steer aside and cover it is Kraus. So that line has iced it a few times, but now they send it down. It goes on net. Kraus wanted to play it, as you get a good look at Katie McCaffrey. Kraus wanted to play it, but Bellin was bearing down. Rizzo wins the face-off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey over to Venuto. Venuto through traffic. Save off the wrist shot. Battled for in the corner and chipped out. McCaffrey picks it up at neutral ice. Sends it for Annalise Claus. Claus centers it for Rizzo. Rizzo trying to dig it through a bunch of feet. Needed one more skate to get through, and she was either off to the races or had Bellin. Rizzo chips it up. Rizzo looking for some room. Tees it up. Wrist shot. Glove save. Loose. and covered up before Bellin could get a poke at it. So a good shift by that crew coming out, forcing 2 offensive zone draws. They'll give the second of those draws to the line that's jumped out there. Scott on the dot, Camerata in the slot, McNulty on the left wing. Kepler on left D, on right D, Shoemaker Gromick on the left point. Jumping in to steal the face-off was Cunningham, breaking with Stowe 2-on-4, but the Bandits break it up. Sent up for Scott, chipped forward. Here you get a good look at Lepore, Amanda Lepore, number 4, moves it up and out. Now they battle through neutral ice. Stowe trying to get through. She had a shorthander in the first game, beat 3 players and made a nifty shot. Comes to the near side wall. Still with it now. Bandits dump it in. McNulty, the first one hustling, but the one who gets to it is D'Souza. Hits the brakes. Gets it to Cunningham, who sends it to the middle, but Camerata picks it off. Camerata down low. McNulty trying to pull the trigger or get it to Scott. Somebody's trying to shoot it. None can get the shot off. It just stayed in the skates, and they got tied up long enough by Lepore and D'Souza. 4 and 6. Keep it 1-0 for Connecticut. 13-13 left, period 2. That would have been a golden scoring opportunity. Polar Bears change, it comes down the middle, wrist shot, save, Keenan loose in front, knocked away. Bouvet was left alone in the top of the slot, coming out on a change. Keenan sees that one all the way, knocks it down, and throws the catching glove on top to smother it and get the whistle. Stop and play with 12:46 left, period number 2. Bandits find themselves trailing 1-0. It's a position with which they've been familiar in many games. They've played a lot of tight games, so it's not an uncomfortable position for a team that's been used to winning and used to having a lot of leads. Well, they've rallied, not from necessarily big deficits, but certainly 1-goal deficits. They've done it a few times this season.
The girl that I scrapped with yesterday.
Which one? Do you know that number?
Face off goes to the Bandits. Comes now from the far side circle to the near side wall. Trying to move it up, looked like Venuto. Fired off the boards on the far side by Gagnon. Now brought back into the zone by the Polar Bears, so that's why no offside there. Venuto trying to shake off one. Looked like there might have been a little bit of a jersey grab there, but maybe just a push. Here comes Folia, 1-on-4, sends it for herself off the end boards. Now tries to smack it forward. And it comes to McCaffrey, who keeps it in. McCaffrey sends it down low. Can't get it through. Was hoping for a connection to McSherry and or Folia, who gets now, Sperling gets dumped. McSherry picks it up. Times it perfectly for Sperling to get onside and sends it down low. Bandits change. Rizzo looking to pick one off. Got a piece of it so Bellin could grab it. Bellin doesn't know where it is. Sends it to the point. Venuto fires. Redirected. Goes just wide. McSherry's still out there. So she's at the end of her shift. Centers it for Bellin. Bellin tees it up. Couldn't get the fire off. Rizzo was behind in case it didn't get through. Rizzo smacks down one. Venuto completes the stop of the break by Bouvet, who's forced to dump it in, but a good dump allows her team to change. Sent up for Claus, didn't get it cleanly, and now Bellin bumps in there. Rizzo pressing with it at neutral ice, picking it up and skating it in. Wrist shot. Keenan knocked it down and will cover it up off the offering from Taylor Manchada. 10:53. Need a break here. A lot of fast action. Second period, 1-0 Connecticut Polar Bears. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Polar Bears in the white jerseys, Bandits in the dark with the gold helmets. McNulty bunts it forward but can't get it through to Scott. Picked off in the neutral zone by D'Souza, who's going to sleep well tonight because she's been out there for a lot of both of these games. Camerata grabs it, will take it behind the attacking net, turn, fire, glove down, no rebound by Emily Kraus. Offensive zone draw, Camerata in there to take it. Scott in the slot, McNulty on the far side wing. Shoemaker Gromick at the point on the left side. Kepler cheats between the points. Camerata giving away her strategy there, wanted to draw it back with the forehand, but it didn't work. At least earns a tie-up on the far side. Battled for below the end line. Now Camerata pressing. Scott over there. One player falls, it's Manicky, and picked up and turned around as they battle for it down low. It's possession changing hands by the touch at this point. One team touches it, the other team's the next to touch it. This is a battle right now, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Polar Bears. Bandits trying to rally here. Time not any kind of an issue as the whistle stops playing the icing with 9:45 left in period 2. Folya on the dot, McSherry in the slot, Sperling on the far wing. McCaffrey cheats in between the points. Venuto all the way to the top of the circle. Off the face-off win, McSherry sends it in the middle. McSherry rather shoots it from the middle after Sperling sent it to the middle. So 53-13. McSherry trying to grab it. McCaffrey, can you see, Katie? Yep, you can, 54. And it gives you a good view of the description of how the numbers pop on the jerseys because of the silver spectacles that are on there, or specs, I don't know what you call it. It's not glitter, but it just makes the numbers pop. Cunningham with a shot, glove down by Keenan, who holds on. 9:22, second period, 1-0 Connecticut. Folya on the face-off wins it. She's done well on the face-offs on this day. McSherry chips it out of the zone, comes to Gagnon, and now sent in. Sent toward the net, but it goes wide. Looked like Lear maybe got a piece of that one. Centering feed, but only Bandits there, and Sperling smacks it toward the half boards on the near side. It gets to the point and goes out, so the Polar Bears will regroup. They send it back in, but it is offside. 8:46 on the stoppage. 1-0 for Connecticut. Face off at center ice. Rizzo at center, Claus on the right wing, Bellin on the left. Rizzo ties up her counterpart, and Claus jumps in to win it to Shoemaker Gromick, who dumps it in. Shoemaker Gromick got it to the end line. Rizzo the first in pursuit, forcing the core to send it up the wall. Kepler grabs it at neutral ice, backs it in with the backhand, but it's picked up and sent down by Bouvet. Now the Bandits try to reverse it. It comes up the near side, but at the point kept in and sent down. A little difficult for the view over there for the viewers and for me, but we're sacrificing it to give you a little better look at the offensive zone. The center is not really quite it would be a great spot, but I think there would be a lot of fans here that would be a little bit annoyed by some guy standing right in the middle of their view. So this is what we elected for today. 7:52 left, second period, 1-0 Polar Bears. Bandits trying to see if they can pick it up. Rizzo shovels to Claus, who sends it out of the zone, possibly looking for Bellin, sent in offside. And again, we'll talk about this offside, where there's something called an intentional offside, and the Polar Bears have been what I would deem guilty of it a bunch of times in this game, where you know that your player is offside and you still move the puck into the zone knowing it's going to cause the whistle and the infraction. The infraction is supposed to yield a defensive zone draw for the offending team. Scott gets it out in front. Big save off the wrist shot by Scott, by Emily Krause. Shoveled ahead, but that was with the skate by McNulty, so had it gone all the way through, it wouldn't have counted, at least from what we could see. McNulty with a shot, gets through traffic, but doesn't get on net. Far side wing, picked up, getting it out is D'Souza and getting her wheels moving, but can't get through everybody. Throws the stick up into Camarada, and that comes in offside. So the whistle stops play with 7:02 left in period number 2. And it's still trying to figure out how to erase that 1-0 deficit. And they nearly just did it, courtesy of Mandy Scott, but Emily Krause was up to the task. Probably her most challenging save of the day. She did not play in the first game. That was her tandem mate, Erin Samuelson. And Samuelson, to this point, was far more busy than Krause has been. So we'll see if the Bandits can pick it up. In the first game, the Bandits didn't quite dominate possession for the first 2 periods, but they certainly had the better of it. And then that carried into the midpoint of the third as Gagnon tries to take it all the way to the house and fires it wide. That carried all the way to the third period, about midway, and then the Polar Bears just got a big jump in their step. They scored a goal to rally to 3-2, but they didn't get the tying goal. And they've carried that possession advantage here through period 1 and 11 minutes of period 2. So we'll see if the Bandits can turn the tide on that front. Folia and Sperling work to keep it in with McSherry pinned against the boards. Mia jumps away, gets it, looking for somebody in the middle, skates to the dot, tries to unload it, but couldn't pull the trigger or was bumped. Folia picks it off, looking for somebody or looking to get it to the net. Sperling was coming down the middle. McSherry was on the outside of the circle. Folia retreats back, lost it over there, but has a lot of help and forces the dump in. A wise play by Mary Stowe allows her team to change cleanly, and they keep possession in the offensive zone. That's a big thing when you can do it in the second period. Your bench is in the offensive zone, so if you can change while you have possession there, you can keep a lot of pressure on the other team. And if the other line has been out there for a while, it takes a lot for them to be able to change. They get more and more tired, and eventually the Bandits do get it out, but they really are looking to be able to change, and the Polar Bears will just send it right back in. Nothing much the Bandits could do. Got to just try to work that puck out. Venuto is going to do at least that, but not far enough to get the change. And the Polar Bears will tip it and send it back in. Lepore sent it forward. Bouvet tipped it so it wouldn't be icing. So this is a long shift here. Sperling has it. Sperling is going to rush it all the way in. Sperling shoots, it goes wide. Still nobody able to change. So a tough call there. Sperling had the chance. Now Sperling's able to change. Folia's able to change. McSherry's able to change. They complete it by sending the puck. Bellin jumps out. Rizzo jumps out. Claus jumps out. So they do complete the change. 4:20 left on the icing. Or is it offside? It's offside on the Polar Bears. 2 more ticks of the clock. Make it 4:18. They will face it off on the dot on the near side. Outside of the zone. Rizzo against Franzi. Rizzo for the Bandits will win it. She hasn't taken a lot of faceoffs this year, but she's been good in the dot so far today. 21. There she is with it again. Rizzo looking, fires it off the boards for Claus. Claus tried to tip it up the middle for a streaking Bellin. It's sent out of the zone. Claus looking to pick the pocket. Oh boy! Bellin knocked that one away off of the pass by Gagnon. Gagnon, I don't think, had any idea that Claus was behind her. And Claus was just a moment away from picking that puck off the stick. And I mean, there would have been nobody within 20 feet of Annalise Claus if she did it. There would have been a big cheer. You would have been able to hear it all the way from Italy if she had done that and put one in the net to tie it up. Here's Gagnon again, gaining some steam. Gains it through all 3 zones, goes to the outside on the far side. Montrada had it. Bellin took it away. Bellin skates it to center. Bellin looking for somebody, dumps it in. It bounces, and Kraus had to knock it down with the glove. It might have gone wide. McNulty grabs it. Rizzo's going to pick it up and send it back to the D. Peel off for a change. Another good shift by that line. In parts used to playing together, but as a whole not so much until today or the end of Saturday's games, and they've done a good job for themselves out there. Down to 3 minutes left, period 2. Bandits trailing 1-0 to the Connecticut Polar Bears. And here's Izzy Camarada. Camarada sends it right at you. It bounces off the boards and goes down low. Retreating to get it is Sophia Franzi, number 2. Franzi's the only player that has a goal here in the second game. Brought now by the player whose name I don't know, number 14, the only one. Wasn't on any roster that I saw, but she's played a big part. Comes down the middle, Cunningham fires it over the net. Close angle shot, Keenan 1 save and another, and maybe a third. McNulty on the far boards, gets a little help from Shoemaker Gromick. Chipped up, Camarada didn't knock it down. Good job. She comes in with Scott, fires it wide. It bounces off the boards, and if it had taken a direct bounce, Scott might have been able to pick it up on the far side. 2-on-1 there, materialized very, very late, and Camarada had the opening for the shot, took it. Scott retreats back, sends it for Camarada on the near side, but it might be an icing unless that puck dies. And the puck dies right at the line. So Camarada, good hustle over there, but D'Souza had a great angle and never gave up the goat, was able to get to it first. That puck, boy, it really looked like it was going to be an icing, but it's one of those times where the laws of physics actually worked in favor of slowing the puck down that much. 1:26 left, period 2. Bandits find themselves trailing by 1-0 to the Connecticut Polar Bears. McSherry gets it into the zone. Picked up by Folia, trying to barrel through, but couldn't get it past. Barrett's going to pick it up at neutral ice and now leaves it for Drain, who gets it toward the net, but it goes wide. Now down to a minute left in period number 2. Bandits get it out. Folia trying to get through. Big play by Bouvet. She kept Folia from getting off to the races. Still with it, Bouvet. Sharp angle shot. Glove saved by Keenan, and she holds on. Defensive zone draw with 48.3 seconds left in the period. It gets to the point. They play it between the points. Gagnon gets it all the way through traffic, but Keenan saves it and covers. The lone goal, Sophia Franzi, a one-timer from close range at the bottom of the slot. And that has been it, a closely contested contest. Scott on the draw, wins it to herself, gets a little help there from McCaffrey sliding through. Sent out, they're going to ice it, and they're just going to do it again. 32.7 seconds now. These last minutes and first minutes of a period, every coach will tell you it is so vital. You're always so concerned with conceding a goal in the first or last minute of a period, and you live for getting them. Down to 20 seconds left in the second. They battle for it along the center part of the slot and covered up by Keenan as it trickles forward. 13.2 seconds essentially for the Bandits to kill off. It comes out in front, and there was a net that was yawning. Keenan was on the near side. Time is running down. McCaffrey hustling down. They wave off the icing, and that ends the period. Boy, the Bandits dodged a bullet the size of an elephant gun right there. That one could very well have doubled the lead, but it doesn't, and we sit 1-0 through 2.
12-7 for the period.
Shots on goal, 12-7 for the period in favor of the
Polar Bears.
In favor of the Polar Bears for game totals of
22-13.
22-13 for the Polar Bears. All right, we're going to try to switch ends one more time, but I see a lot of traffic over there. Maybe Debbie Rizzo will be nice enough to try to help me clear some of the traffic over there, and we'll see how that goes as you get another look at the stands. Yeah, get a look at our attending crowd.
Good job, girls. Girls.
It's right in this spot.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you, Debbie Rizzo. That's why she's the best producer and sometimes play-by-play person in the business. Literally moving a team out by herself. Is that a final?
Yeah.
14-7 Giants. Okay. So they beat the Commanders. All right. Now, new perch, period 3. Well, meet the new perch, same as the old perch. Harper Keenan guards the net to your YouTube right. Emily Kraus to your YouTube left. Face-off underway, period 3. Can the Bandits rally? Sperling comes in, shoots into the glove, and 6 seconds later, we have an offensive zone draw for the Bandits. Mr. Referee was not in this spot before. He was a half stride back in the first period. I might have to adjust that. It goes just wide. Comes to the near side. Manchada had it. Got through the middle. Now backhanded in and down by Franzi. And the Bandits find that tying goal. Here's Sperling. She'll bear down on D'Souza. Tries to get through. Couldn't get it through. Picked up, sent toward the middle. Lepore is going to grab it. Amanda Lepore gets it to center. Bouncing puck on Keenan. It took a bounce. It was going to go wide of the net, it looked like, and it went on its end, and it bounced back to our right, and Keenan shrugged the shoulders and kept posture to knock that one down. I'm also going to say good job by Lepore firing that one there the way that she did. In a game like this, you'll take any break that you can. Here comes McNulty trying to get through. Gets hooked again. Can she get through? Gets taken down now. Where's the penalty? Oh boy, she got hooked on the way out. She got slashed on the way in, and the whistle stays unblown. Scott down the middle, takes a shot, pad save, McNulty rebound, another save. It's loose and she covers up and takes a hit afterward. Boy, the Polar Bears have just gotten away with about 3 in one sequence right there. And by rights, the Bandits should be at least on a power play at this point, but you got to play it. If the ref doesn't call it, then it ain't a penalty. That's just the bottom line. The opinion of the announcer or any of the fans or the players, it doesn't matter. Through traffic, Venuto got it. Through Cunningham's skates. And Kraus saw it. Haven't solved Emily Kraus yet. Is it yet or is it not? Another face-off win between the points. It comes out. McCaffrey has to retreat. She's under pressure from Stowe. And they call that one, but they don't call the other 3. So the Bandits now will be shorthanded with 15:33 left. McCaffrey on the cross check. Boy, they really That's not a bad call there. McCaffrey with the shove, and it's against the boards. There is a puck there, so they're battling for it, but the other call, I mean, McNulty was getting carved up on the way, would have probably gotten another stride for a breakaway. Scott pokes it down, it's going to be an icing. So icing in effect in all situations at this level. That kills off 8 seconds of the power play. What Mandy's trying to do there is chip it off the board so it flies high in the air and doesn't go on a low plane and just go right down the ice. And if she does that, she steps by the defender and has a breakaway. Working it between the points, teed up, blocked away by McSherry, banks it off the boards at a deft angle for no icing. Gagnon back in her own end, sends it up, and they do a couple of taps to move it towards center ice. Now they get in. It looked like it might have been offside there, but it's onside. Keenan steers it away. It goes to the far corner. Kepler battling, needs to use the feet to do it because her stick is tied up. 1-on-2. It comes toward the point. Scott trying to get there before Gagnon does it, but the laws of physics in that case were in favor of the puck. That's sent up and out inadvertently by Samantha Drain. So the Polar Bears will clear the zone and regroup. Here comes Gagnon, dumps it for herself. She will follow, but gives it up to Shoemaker Gromick, who sends it along to the far point. Wrist shot redirected, but it goes wide. 55 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Bandits. And they kill this one off and then find a way to get the tying goal. They trail 1-0, and they won the first game 3-2. Polar Bears walking it through, still with it. That is Bouvet, sends it toward the middle. It doesn't quite get in front. Keenan can't cover it. It's still loose behind. This is power play time, 30 seconds left. It comes to Scott in the middle, and she just taps it out. Hopefully that puck is going to die, and it does. Perfectly played. Mandy Scott, you want her not just on your hockey team, but on your bocce ball team. Wrist shot exceeds the height of the crossbar, and there's 12 seconds left in the power play for the Polar Bears. Sent out of the zone. That's probably going to be enough to kill the power play, and Lepore sends it in, and exiting the box is Katie McCaffrey, who goes right to the bench in favor of Jessie Sperling. Coming in and getting through for a moment was D'Souza, and she's tripped up, and it looks like they're going to call. Are they going to call a trip there? And they call the trip on Shoemaker Gromick. So the Bandits now shorthanded for the second time here. Back to back. A lot of time to kill off. Back to back when you're trying to erase a 1-goal deficit. They suddenly get 2 calls against them when they probably should have been on the power play to start with. McNulty was about to have a breakaway, was just getting hacked and carved up, then got tripped, and they didn't call it. 2 resulting calls have gone against them. So sometimes these things tend to even up, but they feel sort of big when you're in the third period and there haven't been many calls in the game and suddenly they happen. Reversed now to the near side. It comes to the point. D'Souza will send it right back down. McSherry bumped over there with Franzi. Comes to the point. D'Souza keeps it in. Tries to get a shooting lane. Does. Keenan sees it. And it goes in. That must have taken an errant bounce, but that is going to make it 2-0, a power play goal. I think it was D'Souza on an awkward shot. Maybe it took a bounce or hit something in front, but that makes it 2-0 with 12:43 left in the game, and the hill just came a little higher for the Bandits to climb. But they're not out of it yet. There's plenty of hockey to be played. And maybe a few power plays in their future, as the referees tend to not even it up on purpose, just the calls even themselves out. McNulty got handcuffed over there, but did enough to prevent a rush. This one's going to be sent down for an icing. So the Bandits, they're still, if you do see the clock when I pan to the left, there still is penalty time on there, and now they've just removed it. But the teams are at full and even strength. 2-0 Polar Bears. They got 2 in the first game, and it wasn't enough. They have 2 in the second game, and so far it's more than enough as they haven't yielded any. McNulty was trying to jump through the face-off. Shot goes at Keenan. Keenan covers it as it trickled and died in front of number 40 in the dark jersey. Comes toward the point. D'Souza tees it up, and it goes wide. McNulty might have gotten a piece of it to blunt it a little bit. Venuto trying to get moving here. Here comes Fernanda. Gains the line of center. Gains the offensive zone. Tries to get through the middle. Couldn't quite get through D'Souza. Almost had it. And we've seen Fernanda make that play a few times this season, converting it also a couple of times. Wrist shot, D'Souza headhunter, and somebody fell down over there, getting up slowly. Looks like, who is it? It's Mary Stowe, who skates back in as McNulty gets it down low, and the Bandits change behind her. McSherry in pursuit, trying to force the play to the middle, where McNulty is, and McNulty gets a piece of it. McNulty heading over to the bench now to complete a change, and here comes Camerata. Camerata out there with Sperling and McSherry and Folia, or maybe that's not. No, I got it wrong. Wrist shot goes wide, picked up by McSherry in the far corner. Somebody got pushed down from behind, McCaffrey. And every time a player's falling now, we're going to be looking for those calls going one way or the other, as they were not there for a while, and then they started here. This puck is going to roll, and it goes just wide. Boy, Emily Krause had to really watch that one. That puck got on its end, and it was rolling. It started rolling like it was going at the net, but it does go just wide, and it hit the part of the goal that is against the ice but has the exposed iron and rolled wide. 10:46 left in the third period. Bandits down 2-0. McSherry will force it out of the zone. Folia was looking to break away there, couldn't quite do it. Knocked down by Sperling. Shoemaker Gromick banks it off the boards on the near side. Here's Gagnon, sends it forward. Sperling tied up over there, and they send it in. Far boards McSherry up to Folia. Folia has 2 to beat. Has Sperling coming down the middle, but Bouvet got behind and was able to pick it away. Sperling with it now. Sperling at center, and now Folia picked it up for a moment. And you can just see the Polar Bears are just doing that little bit extra this game that they hadn't done in the first 2 periods and a half of the first game. Folia tees one up. Krause saw it all the way and steers the rebound to the near side corner, where Folia regains it. Sends it toward the net, but can't get it in front. Now this is Claus. She sends it around the near side for Bellin as Folia jumps off, and Rizzo will jump on. Rizzo will streak into the picture from your right. There's Rizzo coming in, hoping that there could be a pass, and Claus draws the penalty, the first power play of the game for the Bandits. Annalise Claus was carrying it around the back of the net and got the roughing from Gagnon. So Riley Gagnon, 2 minutes for roughing with 9:31 left, and that's how these things kind of even out. Referee's in my spot. He's got a job to do, and he acquiesces. Thank you. So on the power play, Camerata with Scott and McNulty. McCaffrey on right D, Venuto on left. Can the Bandits have this deficit with the manpower advantage? Up the near side wall, are they going to get it out? Scott keeps it in, McNulty battling for it. McNulty still gets it, Scott. Venuto comes to the middle, they get it out, but the Bandits still have the possession. McCaffrey up to Camerata, who tries to curl to the middle, gets through one, doesn't have the numbers, sends it to the near side to have Scott try to chase it down. Reversing it are the Polar Bears, but Camerata gets it on the other end. Camerata looking for somebody, still looking, reverses it, working the second. McNulty, one-timer from Scott, save by Kraus. It comes to the point. McCaffrey trying to play catch between. Venuto takes a shot, was firing it wide, looking for the deflection from Camerata. It goes to the point. McCaffrey will walk it in. Picks it up, tried to get it to Camerata at the back door. Scott's going to pick it up, go down low for Camerata. Camerata in the corner, spins around, was trying to get it back to Scott, but it was picked off by Manchada. Camerata picks it up, goes to the far side. A couple of Bandits there, but a little miscommunication. 32 seconds left in the power play, 8 minutes left in the game. Can the Bandits rally? McNulty will send it at net, glove down by Kraus, and she holds on. So the Bandits have had some of these, their shots are coming from a little bit too far outside, and Kraus has been able to see them and stop them, and a couple of them spectacularly, but they're going to have to probably crash the net at some point and get a little break from the hockey gods on a good bounce to see if they can get within 2-1. If you get within 2-1, I don't know what's going to happen from there. Folia powers forward. It's loose in front. It wouldn't sit down for Sperling, who was there. Now breaking out Cunningham, but Shoemaker-Gromick gets a piece of it. Stowe loses an edge, but gets the puck into the offensive zone where Shoemaker-Gromick picks it up for the Bandits. Here's Logan Shoemaker-Gromick, number 2. Gets through 1. Takes a hook over there, powers through it. Sharp angle shot goes off the side of the cage. And D'Souza tries to get it out. Sperling doesn't want her to. Shoemaker-Gromick retreated back, and the Bandits now at even strength after they cannot convert on the power play. They have 7:20 to figure out how to solve a 2-0 deficit here in Connecticut. They won the first game 3-2. Do they have 3 in 7 minutes? Or even 2? We're about to find out, because now that's what we're down to. 7 even. Sperling on the outside. Lost it for a moment, regained it for a moment, lost it again. To Guarino. Folia had it go out of the zone, still battling for it in front of the Polar Bears bench. Now it's taken out. Kepler and a bunch of snow sends it for Sperling. Sperling on the near side. Here comes Rizzo jumping on. Here comes Claus jumping on. Claus drew the penalty that the Bandits couldn't convert on. But this line's been moving, and we'll see if they have something in here to pick up the gold-helmeted Bandits. Bellin out with them as well. Claus on the far side has to avoid the ref. Sends it for Rizzo, just a little too far. But Bellin is going to try to chase down Gagnon. It stops before the end line. Bellin forces Gagnon to reverse it. Gagnon gives her a little skate trip right there. No call. Gagnon just kicked the skate right out from Bellin, and that comes in offside. Just kicked her skate right out. She had the puck. You still can't do that. The ref's looking right at it. Just kicked her skate right out. If it's inadvertent, that's sort of one thing, but it didn't look too inadvertent to me. Threw the left skate out and just knocked Bellin's skate away. We'll see if there's another power play involved or if the Bandits even need it. They have 5:45 left to figure out how to solve the 2-0 deficit now. Let's see what they got. The 4th game of the weekend. Fernanda Venuto will bring it in, 1-on-2. Couldn't get through D'Souza. Has tried it a few times, and D'Souza's managed to hold her ground each and every one. The poor pass picked off for a moment by McNulty, but not cleanly. Scott's going to pick it up, send it in. McNulty forces D'Souza to make a move, which D'Souza does, and Venuto has it but sends it in offside. 5:07 as the whistle stops play, remaining in period number 3. As we said, the 4th game of 4 this weekend. The Bandits 3-0 so far, but they're going to need to figure something out here and do it quickly if they want to erase this 2-goal deficit. Typically we say that a 2-goal deficit, the alarm bells are sounding with about 2:30 left. That's when you'll typically see the average coach decide if they're going to pull the goalie, that's when they might start doing it with a 2-goal deficit. And in a 1-goal game, as Keenan makes a save, although that puck looked like it was going wide, in a 1-goal game, typically you'll start to see that stuff happen at 1:30. That's what happened in the first game. With about 90 seconds left, the Polar Bears got an offensive zone draw, and they pulled Aaron Samuelson for an extra attacker. They didn't hit the guarded net, and the Bandits didn't hit the empty net, as Keenan makes a left pad save. So the Bandits, if they're gonna pull the goalie, we wouldn't expect to see it maybe until about 2:30 was left, but you never know. If they get an offensive zone draw, or if they get a power play, they might elect to go 6-on-4. Here's Folia. Until now, they'll just play it 5-on-5. McSherry looks to Shoemaker-Gromick at the point, tees it up off a shin pad, and it goes to the far side. Folia picks it up, sends it back down low. Sperling, now as the Bandits have one of their better offensive zone extended possessions here. Let's see if they can keep it in and keep pounding it. Keenan still in the net as there's an offside with 4:11 left. Can they figure out first how to have this deficit? And if they can do that, can they figure out how to tie the game? Folia powers it in. Sperling tries to tee it up. Sperling does shot, and a big save with the blocker by Kraus. Sperling had the top corner on the stick side picked out, but Kraus threw the blocker up there and deflected it. Sent down low, Stowe there first amongst a gaggle. Now a shot that's redirected, maybe by Cunningham in front, and goes wide. Again, another shot, and a shoulder save by Keenan. Sent up the middle a little too hard. McSherry was looking for Folia, and that puck just dying, but it does cross the line. And the icing stops play with 3:29 left in period number 3. 2-0. The Bandits trail. Scott with Camarada and McNulty, McCaffrey and Venuto on defense. Franzi, who had the first goal, on the face-off, gets loose. Big shot. Oh, what a save by Keenan. Keenan stepped out, strided forward, and got the chest up to block that one. Franzi, oh boy, she had so much time and space in a closed position. I don't think she even realized how much she had. Bandits win the face-off, but it's stolen by the Polar Bears, now regained by the Bandits, and Venuto, the shackles are off. If she has any open space, Fernandez is going to try to just take it. You have to be aggressive now, and here's a breakaway as a result. Here comes Manchita, she shoots, and it's a save by Keenan, and Harper holds on with 3:01 remaining. If the Bandits somehow come back, mark that one down. Taylor Manchada escaped on the breakaway as the Bandits got aggressive, had a good shot on it, and Keenan slid out to make the save, and no rebound. Now we're on full watch to see if the Bandits will extract Keenan from the net for an extra attacker, but they first have to get the puck out of the zone, and they do that. Scott's going to get it, chip it forward for Venuto. Venuto is wheeling and dealing, sends it toward the middle, was hoping for Sperling, couldn't connect. Manchada, who had the breakaway, that would have sealed it for sure. It still might not be a needed goal, but the Bandits hope to make that the turning point of the game. Sperling doesn't have numbers, shoots, fires it wide. Comes to the near side wall and sent all the way down. Bouncing puck, bounced over Shoemaker-Gromick, so no icing, and it's now a puck battle beyond the end line. Down to 2:05 left. Bandits trying to get that puck deep on the other end, not this end. And the Polar Bears would prefer to play the rest of the game in this end because that will give them a victory. D'Souza, headhunter, goes just wide. It comes off the board to the far side. McSherry trying to get it out, needs a little help. Kepler is going to give that help, reverse it to the near side, And Shoemaker Gromick is going to get moving with it. Skated out of one zone into the neutral zone and into the offensive zone where she dumps it and chases it herself. Kraus comes out to play it, loses it. Shoemaker Gromick sends it in the front. One-timer, what a save on McSherry by Kraus. There's your #1 star. 90 seconds left. Point blank. She slides over to make the save. And if this one stays the way it is, that's your #1 star. Shoemaker Gromick comes over to call timeout to the referee, so the captain does one of her duties. Boy, that was about as golden an opportunity as you could possibly get, but Emily Kraus has just been phenomenal back there. And in a 2-0 game, with 1:30 left, Keenan at the bench. And we'll see if Harper stays there and if the Bandits attack with 6. If you want to do it, this is the time to do it. You're trying to erase a 2-goal deficit. But there are other considerations. The scores of the games can matter in the long run. You're a team that's trying to get to nationals. There's something called a Kratch rating. Go look it up, K-R-A-T-C-H, like Bob Kratch, the old Giants offensive lineman. And it's essentially a point system that helps decide, among other things, standings and seedings, and when teams go to regionals and districts and all that other stuff. It might be the difference sometimes in getting a bid or not getting a bid if you haven't won your way through. The Bandits will keep Keenan in between the pipes. Sometimes this is a move where you'll see, based on the result of the face-off, centered in front, Sperling sent it just wide. Now sent out, it might not have enough for the icing, and Shoemaker Gromick has to retreat. Sends it up, but can't get it out, knocked down, sent toward the front, Keenan has to cover. Cameron Bouvet knocked that one down, and the Polar Bears with a pretty aggressive forecheck, not hanging back. 1:13 remaining. Time now a massive factor, and it's not in favor of the Bandits. Wrist shot, Keenan with another save. This one off of Daphne Barrett. Polar Bears will change their defense pair. Lepore and Gagnon join the circus. Bandit falls over there off the face-off. That's going to help prevent them from getting the puck out. Gagnon tees it up. It's through traffic. It hit maybe the side of the net or a leg of a player down there. And we're down to 52 seconds. Bandits are they're close to that needing a miracle territory, and they can't get the puck out of their own zone. Not the ending that they were looking for, but if things don't change, they'll still have won 3 out of 4 on the weekend. And it's really not looking good. Wrist shot, save Keenan, keeping it at 2. 32.6 seconds remaining. And now fully into you need a miracle territory. We have seen it happen. It's possible, but unlikely. Well, this could be the start of it. Chipped off the boards, Folia gets interfered with. Folia gets down low. Folia gets in, shoots, and it's another save by Kraus. Unbelievable. Boy, she's been an easy first star of this game. And her counterpart, Keenan's been nearly as good. That's going to basically expire the time. They'll dump it in. Venuto on the offside. Polar Bears yelling, what? Time's running off the clock, but the refs still have to call it. Maybe could have let that one on. Venuto sent that one a little bit maybe too hard, harder than Fernando wanted to at the ref. Well, actually, they're going to face it off in the offensive zone here for the Polar Bears. 3.4 seconds left. Bandits are just making sure, hey, let's not give up a cheap one here. And they had one too many out there, so McSherry jumps off. Sperling trying to cheat it and run away. That'll expire the clock, and the Bandits fall 2-0 to the Connecticut Polar Bears to end the weekend with a 3-1 mark. So some success, but not the pinnacle of what they were hoping for. And they prepare to face the Junior Flyers next weekend, and we'll see how all that turns out. The schedule has definitely picked up here as the goalies lead the way for the best tradition in all of sports, the post-game handshake. In the NHL level, it happens at the end of hard-fought playoff wars, and in U19 AA girls hockey, it happens at the end of every game, including the coaches and the referee. Tevin Camerata presents the final shots on goal. 10-9 Polar Bears for the period, for game totals of 32 and 22 for Connecticut. So they picked it up in game number 2, and it leads to a 2-0 victory. Wouldn't be surprised, it's not on the schedule, but I would be the least surprised person in the world if they met again somewhere down the line with some chips at stake or something big at stake. Two very good teams really bringing it here. We'll give you once again another look at the Bandits as they head to the locker room. Morgan Kepler leading the way. Not as many smiles as game 1. There's Harper Keenan. Does give us at least a little bit of a smile. Fernando Venuto, Luisa Rizzo, Lexi Riley will take off the mask. Jesse Sperling, Bella Bellin, Mia McSherry. The salute from the Camerata Cannon. Annalise Claus, Maeve McNulty, the Low Gangster, and Mandy Scott. And the Zamboni. Final score once again, 2-0 Connecticut Polar Bears over the Bandits. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and the alerts button. And every time we go live or post different and new content for you, you will get an update and an alert, and you'll know when to join us. We're trying to figure some things out this year for how to bring you some of the other action that you might have missed on Saturday, but we'll somehow get it sorted and do the best we can to show you the girls that you're rooting for, no matter which side you are on. It's all about the sorority of girls hockey. So, for one final time from Shelton, Connecticut, this is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching New Jersey Bandits Girls Hockey on Rizzo Vision.